Okay, let's start this deep dive. Not at the peak of rock stardom, but inside the cold, very high security walls of His Majesty's prison Wakefield. It's a place known across the UK pretty grimly as the Monster Mansion.
Yeah, exactly. And the specific date we're looking at is Saturday, October 11th, 2025. Now, this prison, it houses some of the UK's most dangerous people, so usually it's all about strict routine, monotony, really. But just before 9:40 that morning, everything just shattered. An urgent call went out, a code red, serious assault on a prisoner.
And the victim we now know was Watkins, the disgraced former frontman of Lostprophets. 48 years old, about a decade into a very long sentence, 29 years. Sources are confirming he was found with fatal injuries from a knife attack.
It sounds absolutely brutal. The details emerging, they describe it as a targeted ambush. His throat was slashed, jugular severed, just catastrophic blood loss. The whole place went into immediate lockdown.
It wasn't just random violence then.
No, it really feels like the end point of something that had been building for 10 years. Like his fate was, well, sealed the moment he walked through those prison gates.
Welcome to Starscope Report. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Jamie. We dive deep into Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, viral scandals, basically the stories behind the fame.
And today we're unpacking this story. It's not just about a shocking crime in prison. It's about this staggering contrast, isn't it, between huge rock stardom and just unspeakable depravity.
Absolutely. And the system failures, too, both in catching him and apparently in keeping him alive.
So let's rewind a bit. How did he get this protection, this shield of fame in the first place? Lostprophets, they formed back in Wales, 1997, kind of alternative metal rock band.
And they got big, really big. By the mid-2000s, their album Liberation Transmission, 2006, it went straight to #1 in the UK charts. Huge commercial success.
He was the front man. Charismatic, the image, adored by fans.
And that exact platform, that fame, that adoration, that's what he used. It was the perfect shield, the perfect camouflage for the secret predatory life he was leading. The dichotomy is just. It's central to understanding everything that happened later, the betrayal.
And it maybe explains the institutional blind spots. Because this is shocking. Sources confirm between 2008 and 2012, South Wales police got multiple credible reports. Reports detailing abuse, misconduct involving Watkins and children.
Multiple reports over 4 years, and nothing. They failed to act.
That's what the record shows. 4 years where the crimes were allowed to continue because of inaction.
It's unbelievable. Systemic failure is the only word for it. And you have to ask, right, did his celebrity status create some kind of barrier? Did police just not want to believe it, or was it too difficult to investigate someone that famous?
It seems he actively used his status, too. There were allegations like demanding a private dressing room away from the band, a place where some of these offenses reportedly happened, hidden even from people close to him.
Chilling. Using the very structure of fame, the trust that comes with it, as a tool for crime. The public sees one thing, the authorities. Maybe they struggle to see past the rock star image to the predator behind it.
But here's the real twist, the irony. What finally brought him down wasn't any of those abuse reports being followed up.
No, it was something completely different, wasn't it?
Yeah, a routine drugs warrant. September 21, 2012. They weren't even looking for evidence of abuse initially.
Right. They were after narcotics, I believe, and they just stumbled into this hidden world. That kicked off Operation Globe.
And the evidence they found, it was complex, hidden.
Yeah.
They actually needed GCHQ, the UK's cyber intelligence agency, to decrypt a hidden drive.
And on that drive,
irrefutable proof. Videos, photos, meticulously documented, archived by Watkins himself. His own careful record-keeping basically handed the prosecution its case.
Wow. So the very technology he used to, commit and hide these horrors also created the perfect confession. Sealed his fate in court.
And speaking of court, that brings us to the consequences. First, the band. Lostprophets announced they were breaking up, October 1st, 2013. Couldn't survive it.
Understandably. Then Watkins, facing that mountain of digital evidence, he pleaded guilty. November 26, 2013. 13 charges.
Sentencing was December 18, 2013. He got 29 years in prison, plus another 6 years on licensed supervised release. So 35 years of state supervision total. 2 co-defendants got serious time too, 14 and 17 years.
But it wasn't just the sentence length. It was what the judge, Mr. Justice John Royce, said. He called Watkins a manipulative and dangerous sexual predator.
And he used this phrase, that Watkins' actions had plunged into new depths of depravity and significantly breaks new ground in wickedness.
That kind of language from a judge, It's rare, it's powerful, it brands someone, and when you look at the actual charges, attempted rape of a baby, sexual assault for 1-year-old, coercing a fan online to abuse her own child, you understand why the judge felt compelled to say that.
The details are just horrific. But what really cemented his reputation, especially inside prison, was the complete lack of remorse. It was chilling.
That phone call.
Exactly. The day after pleading guilty to these, truly monstrous crimes, he's caught on a prison phone call. And he refers to it all as megalowis.
Megalowis.
That's the word.
There are no words. So he wasn't just another prisoner, even a high-profile one. He was officially labeled uniquely evil, and he proved it himself by being completely remorseless.
That combination, the judicial branding, the documented attitude, it painted a huge target on his back inside the prison system, especially in a place like Wakefield, which makes him a prime target, doesn't it? If you're finding these deep dives into the darker side of fame compelling, make sure you hit subscribe. We got more stories you won't want to miss.
Definitely. So inmate 5A2314 arrives at HMP Wakefield, the Monster Mansion, home to around 600 of the UK's most dangerous offenders, murderers, serial killers, terrorists.
Yeah, and for a man with Watkins' specific reputation...
Yeah, it's like putting chum in shark-infested waters. He was marked from day one. And the attack started pretty quickly, right? There was an early stabbing, reportedly with a sharpened toilet brush, linked to a drug debt, apparently.
Yeah, sources say it forced him to pay thousands for protection from other inmates. Protection that clearly wasn't foolproof.
Then in 2019, he got more time added to his sentence, 10 months for having a mobile phone, which he claimed he was forced to hold by, quote, known murderers. Coerced.
It just paints a picture of constant threat, constant maneuvering for survival.
But the really serious one before the fatal attack was in 2023. He was taken hostage for 6 hours by 3 other inmates, beaten, stabbed repeatedly.
He survived that one. The injuries weren't life-threatening, apparently, but still, 6 hours held hostage and stabbed.
And that pattern, the early stabbing, the coercion, the hostage situation, over 10 years. It's a clear, escalating pattern of targeted violence. How is this allowed to culminate in his death? It screams system failure again.
That's the tragic heart of it, isn't it? The prison system has a duty of care. They knew he was a target. The evidence was overwhelming, documented, yet they failed to prevent the inevitable.
And the most chilling part, Watkins himself knew it was coming. He basically predicted his own death.
Yeah, I remember reading that in an earlier court hearing, talking about the dangers inside. He said something like, chances are someone would sneak up behind me and cut my throat.
It's not like one-on-one, stuff like that, you don't see it coming. His own words, hauntingly accurate.
And grimly prophetic. Because that's essentially what happened on October 11, 2025. A quick, brutal attack from behind.
So after the assault, West Yorkshire police launched a homicide investigation immediately. Wakefield is a maximum security prison, lots of surveillance.
Right, so they can move fast. Within hours, they arrested 2 other inmates. Rashid Gedel, who's 25, and Samuel Dodsworth, 43.
The speed and, well, the brazenness of the attack happening in that environment.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a random fight or a dispute over, contraband or something.
No, it feels calculated, like an execution almost.
Exactly. It strongly suggests what people call prison justice, an act meant to send a message, maybe about his specific crimes, confirming that his reputation, his perceived depravity, ultimately mattered more than any official protection. His fate really was sealed.
So, Ian Watkins' violent end. It's the final brutal punctuation on this life defined by just immense betrayal and depravity. The music legacy is gone, erased, replaced by infamy.
And it leaves us with these huge questions about fame, how it can mask such darkness, about law enforcement, why those initial warnings were ignored for so long.
And about the prison system itself, its failure to manage its own internal violent code.
It really makes you think.
It does. And maybe the final thought for you, listening, is this. The courts gave him a legal sentence, decades long. But this ending suggests another form of justice, or perhaps vengeance, operates within those prison walls. A harsher final code. If the system couldn't protect an inmate whose extreme risk was so clearly documented, even predicted by the man himself, what does that really say about the safety and control within the UK's highest security prisons?
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories to keep the stars shining.